Welcome to the best 5 minutes of your day, or roughly 5 minutes. I'm your host, Jaden Clark, and this is The Shallow End. As always, that means no diving is allowed. Before we skim the surface, I'd like to take a moment to spotlight our sponsor for today's episode so that we can in fact continue to pay our bills. Today's episode is brought to you by Carl's Awfully Realistic Cartoon Cows, Capes, and Crutches, also known as the CARC for short. The CARC is an animation studio specializing in exactly what the name says. Use the discount code DISHWASHER to receive 15% off your first order of awfully realistic animations. That is, if you can actually remember that the discount code holds meaning. Time to get rid of your water wings. We're headed back to the shallow end. Today we are talking about desire paths. Now, for those of you who may not have heard of a desire path before, excellent. That's what we're here for at the shallow end. We like to give you a high-level overview so that you don't know too much about it, but just enough to be friendly in conversation. Now, I'm going to go ahead and quote directly here from Wikipedia because, again, we don't want to scratch the surface too deep. A desire path is an unplanned trail formed by erosion caused by human or animal traffic. The path usually represents the shortest or the most easily navigated route between an origin and a destination. Now, that still feels pretty wordy for me, so essentially, desire path is the quickest way from point A to point B that isn't already a path of some sort. Now, these are found in a couple of different places. Often, they are found either in animal trails, so there may be a path where a lot of deer or cattle or something else have trampled a certain way, maybe between a traditional route and some water source or a food source or something along those lines. And so that's one way that a desire path may form. Two of my favorites that come up are on college campuses. So often you've got these big grassy areas known as quads or something along those lines, and they've got either pavement or some type of concrete where the walking paths are already designated. And as always, the people designing these spaces never think about the actual people walking to and from class. So they look really cool, but at the end of the day, they're incredibly not useful, I guess. And so with that, a lot of these desire paths will pop up where students will walk from their dorm to a classroom that's on the opposite side of these quads, and they'll just walk right across the grass. So in doing that, they wear down a path. It looks incredibly ugly because it's just essentially dirt in the middle of the grass. But that's one way that a desire path will show up. And another way that these will pop up is through something called stair avoidance. Essentially, there will be some sort of stair that will be put on an incline. There might be a hill, or might just be a couple of different levels to somewhere where you can walk. And so people will walk out and around the stairs, either because they don't want to climb the stairs for some reason and would rather just climb the incline as it is, or more often it'll be a longer path, but it'll be at a little bit of an angle going up the hill so that you're not walking directly up, and it defeats the incline a little bit. And that's another way that people will use these desire paths, so not only directly between point A and point B, but also to make the walk itself or the trip just a little bit easier. And to finish us off here, we do have 3 ways that people react to desire paths. Now, surprisingly, or I guess unsurprisingly, desire paths are a little bit of a taboo topic. So the first way, which is my preference for desire paths, is accommodation. Essentially, a desire path will show up, and whoever owns the land or whoever is responsible for maintaining that land will incorporate the desire path. So they may end up paving this path, putting down stone steppers. Essentially, it is a full-on acceptance of what's going on, of accepting the desire path as natural, as something that can be used, and it moves forward as that. The next sort of tier down would be what I call the shoulder shrug, the reaction of, who cares? Why would I care? The desire path is completely ignored, but not forbidden. So nobody does anything. It doesn't get paved over. There's no sort of reaction to it. Simply, the desire path just maintains what it is, a muddy path or just plain dirt. And then the third, which is my least favorite, would be denial of the desire path. So people will put up ropes or put up some sort of diversion so that you can no longer use the path. It might be blocked or it will be entirely revegetated. So whoever owns this will set down sod or put down some shrubs, bushes, anything to completely deny the desire path. And in my eyes, one of the worst ways that you could react to a desire path. Anyway, that is all for today's episode. We like to keep it short and sweet here. But desire paths, have you seen one? Do you like them? Do you care about desire paths? Do you not care at all? That's the question you'll be asking yourself this week. While you likely could have been much more productive with your time, thank you for choosing to wade with me in the shallow end. Until next time.